What is good, everybody? I'm DJ Av, and today is Beat Review Tuesdays, and you already know what time it is. So, in support of my homeboy that is, going to court on Thursday or whatnot, that'll be Mr. Slick himself. Yeah, smash that like button, man, and smash the like button if you like the show Beat Review Tuesdays, man. So, just this little underground show that I do, in support of all of the producers out there, that do music and whatnot. And they send their beats to be reviewed by me, and we just get it in from there. And yeah, so tune in. But anyway, Babyface McCree in the building. So yeah, just one announcement: Traptendo Tunes Radio will be tomorrow. I don't have all the work done, like the artwork, but I don't want that to be the reason why I don't, wait until the end of the month or some crap. You know what I'm saying? These artists want to take their time. I just won't work with them anymore. It's been quite a minute, and I only got one piece done, and and I might go back to him anyways for his artwork because it's incredible. Anyways, he did the bouncing Mario, trap Mario, scissor Mario. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So I'm doing a review right now, and I think this probably might be a 3-part show. So stay tuned. I have like the other parts up later, and as we ride out to my homeboy DJ Smokey, we're gonna meet him up, and we're gonna check out a track by Mr. Jordan Johnson. Man, hold your head, man. I already know how it is, and he's out there in Michigan too. So it's like triple rough. What I'm saying, if y'all been watching the news. Simple as sweet. Me likey, me likey. So, but yeah. I mean, overall, I actually like the composition itself. I really do like the melodic tone. I actually like that it's something outside of trap. Thank God. Even though, I understand that everybody loves trap music, but I always like a little different flavor every now and then. But yeah, I think more so in the music composition itself isn't bad. Um, I would make a minor change that would make the track take off, but there's no way of me explaining it. But the snare, I'm not feeling that snare. That's it. That's the only thing that to me that bugs me about that. The mix was okay. The mix was I think that mix is appropriate for that style of music. It's because it's not supposed to be quasi aggressive. You have enough body in the track. Every frequency is kind of filling up my headphones very well. So I feel that none of that really has to change in terms of anything. It could be a little more punchier, but that's just me being nitpicky. But I think the overall change of the snare would actually help that composition soar into the moon or sun or whatever. But yeah, overall that track is actually pretty dope. I really do like that style of music. It's kind of like I did a track that will be on the Black Magic Orchestra album. Well, you can already hear it now if you feel like digging on my SoundCloud, and it's called Fever by Alumni. Yeah, and a snare like that would do that, would benefit that more. I think I do. I don't know. Yes, I do. Actually, in the Kill Bill Kit Volume 1, I have a Prince snare. Yes, the Prince. You know, if you know who Prince is, Purple, since everybody's on Purple Rain, which I'm gonna do a review on that. And I'm going to the next track now. That is enough talkies for me. I got a lot of tracks in there. Holy gosh. Yeah. So all out of all fairness here, I'm gonna go ahead and well, no, there was somebody that I was supposed to go and listen to. Well, I'll go to Psycho Beats. He is returning with something probably irresistibly ridiculous, and I'm gonna go and switch scenes real quick, and we're gonna get into this cam because I know you guys love this cam. Yeah. So as we look at the Joe Camel, we're gonna go into this track by Psycho Beat.
Finally, the time has come.
So I was Psycho Beast with his horror track, actually, and he wrote Sup Admiral Creed. The OG is back, and this is a horror track I told you about. I had fun. Enjoy this one. This one. Enjoy. I quite think that's dope. I really do. Actually, it's kind of cool. It was cool how the way it dropped, because I didn't really expect it how it crept in. So, I mean, Psycho Beast is more. It's pretty experienced when it comes to his composition. So, me overall wasting my time and and saying I like it. Well, I like it. I mean, it wouldn't be a waste of time. It's dope, and the mix is very good. At this point in the game, he's stuck in his ways with very punchy kicks, which is cool. And the snare is even though it's loud, even though it's really hitting the red, it's not very bothersome. But whatever. But overall, it's still an astonishing track, as it is quite entertaining us in the background there. So yeah, we got that. That was pretty dope. So do a quick enough move here, and we got Troy G in the building, and he says produced by Trill Troy. He's quite frequent on our show, and let's hear it. Trill Troy, I believe that is your hottest track that you ever done. And pardon me for a second. Yeah. Anyways, excuse that. But yes, that track is dope I ain't gonna lie to you. That is really, really dope. That is probably your best track that you sit in. Composition, 10. And mix. This might be the first solid 10 I'd say on the mix. I looked at all the levels, so I mean I guess what I could express so that everybody can get a vivid picture of what I'm seeing. I like the passionate old school feel of that sample, and then what I also like about it has tensions of eeriness to it, where it's kind of like being chopped a little bit, being repeated, but at the same time it feels like it is fluttering like old school tape. And with that being said, it kind of gives the track this very eerie DJ Smokey-ish feel, and at the same time more respectively to the person that originally started this style, DJ Paul, and 3 6 Mafia, like their underground stuff, but with a more polished and more sensational, updated, stronger mix. And the kick punches, you have, and if you wonder why I close my eyes, this is actually really how I actually like the mix. So you actually hear better when you have your eyes closed. But it has a very sensational way of punching, and with the snare not being so loud and overbearing, it complements the actual mood of the track. So you're actually drawn into hearing just the punch and the groove more. So that is very important when you are kind of mixing your kicks, because that actually makes a huge difference. And he got the whole 4 minutes. He got four minutes to it. So the track is fire, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. And let me go ahead and move that over. Book up. That will be used a lot. So I actually like that track a whole bunch. That was probably one of the most entertaining tracks I've heard in a while. Okay. So we have Jarrell. And Jarrell is a 16-year-old producer from Virginia. And I didn't get to hear his track from last time. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's a Young Thug X TM88 type track. And it's called Finish. So what we have here is, that's a little loud. It is a composition that kind of borrows from the track Danny Glover. It actually uses the original patch that's found in my Loud Pack set for Nexus, and yeah, and I for the most part, I understand that it's supposed to be a Young Thug and TM88 inspired track, so I get what you're doing. So from that standpoint, I think it's okay. I mean, for the most part, if somebody's looking for that, I can't really knock it, because there are plenty of artists that will probably jump on that in a heartbeat. The only thing I would probably recommend, and it's just my opinion, so it's my opinions are not facts, is that I would, first off, in terms of the composition, I would probably make the intro a little shorter. But in terms of the mid part of the body of the song or the verses or whatnot, yeah, it's fine. I want that because they have switch ups and stuff like that. Doesn't stay carry the same point, but onwards to the mix, I would like to say that it was very loud. Not to the point to where the melody itself was too loud in terms of that, but I feel that obviously the 808 was too much because it was pushing, a little bit of red. That's it. A splash of red, isn't too bad, because just regular punchiness. But when my red VU is still on like for more than like almost a half a second, that represents phase distortion. So you actually can hear that in the actual track itself, that has a little bit too much of other impartial harmonics overlapping into each other, and basically from that kick. But other than that, we're just gonna move forward from that. And much respect for Jarrell for sending that to the show, and that's it for that one. I'm so glad I got to Jarrell out. For some reason, I always forget Jarrell. So looks like we have Piruz, and hopefully I didn't say his name wrong. Hopefully not. He said, "What's good, bro? I would appreciate your review of my music." So let's do that. But wow, goofy day for me. Yeah. So the track's loading up, and it's a Fetty Wap Young Thug type beat. So let's see what's popping. It's that YouTube. I'm waiting for the YouTube to come up. For real? Wow. So, Mr. Piruz, I hope I said Piruz. It seems like it's the right way to say it. Hopefully I said it right. He'll come in and snap on me in my comment section, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, overall, I actually like this. It's pretty smooth, not too complex, not too simple. Just minimalistic. Your everyday elements of a trap track, but nonetheless still great. In terms of the composition, once again, the intro is a bit too long, but once again, who am I to say that? It's just my opinion, but but from I want my beats chopped and don't want nobody to skip my track type business, you might want to shorten that up. But in terms of the overall track itself in this mix or whatnot, I feel that and this could be a cause, because one thing y'all gotta be worried about when y'all actually put your beats on YouTube is that if you put it as regardless, when you put it as a video anyways, it's going to be compressed to MP3, and then YouTube further compresses your sound, so it automatically affects your quality twice of your track. So you have to be kind of conscious of that. That's why I kind of don't do videos, like elaborate videos of my tracks when I'm selling drum kits or my presets, because I can screen record it and it's only being compressed one time. So yeah, so keep that in mind there, guys, when you're actually posting beats on YouTube or whatnot. So, but overall, I do like the track, so I can't really judge the mix, because I feel that YouTube could have effed it up effed it up as well with their compression and whatnot, because then it'll appear louder than it usually is. But yeah, that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead. It's that time of the show. I waited a little later than usual, and you know what time it is. It's time for one of these. So this is on the screen here. I'm offering this to 2 people, and this is how we're gonna do it. The first person, I want them putting in certified, as when you get to this point of the video, and I will send this to you. Just put your email down, and I will delete the email after the fact. I will delete the email after the fact. And for the second person or whatever, when somebody replies certified again, reply real trap shit. This is foul. Real. Put your email down, and you'll be the second person to get this preset. This preset bank. I know people are gonna be mad at me for this, man. I'm sorry, guys, but I just want to laugh, and then everybody else is gonna get the laugh too. So, because reason why I want to do that. And no, for the third person, because I'm going to leave it up, the third person, when somebody else replies certified that obviously didn't watch the whole entire video, in support of us producers, put in real trap shit as well. And, so it'll be certified for the first person, and then your email, and then real trap shit under somebody else that is asking, maybe like the second, it'll probably be the second person, but it'll appear like it's the first person, and put real trap shit, Well, yeah, real trap shit right under there, and then your email. Yeah, so that'd be 3 people, but two people I had to put real trap shit. But anyways, I was so tickled about that. That is foul, son. That is foul. That is real foul. I really hate that. I hate Windows. Actually, I don't. I'm saying that so my junk don't crash while I'm doing this show. But anyways, we're moving on. Didn't mean to drag on to that there. But yeah, we got another composition here. And we are going into... I don't even know how to pronounce that name. I'm assuming this says Jordan Skywalker Distribution, and it says I tried to make a creepy detune beat. Hope you like. Not sure if the quality of my mix. Maybe you could give me some tips. All right, Jordan Skywalker. Wow. Let's rock with this track. you tried and you succeeded. I actually really like that. I really like the fact that I can't identify what the heck is going on, but I actually feel the eeriness of it, and that you aim for it to be creepy. It does sound creepy. That's probably the most recognized sound I understand right there, which is like a choir pad, basically. But yeah, I actually thought the mix was pretty good. Let me go ahead and check it here. Yeah, it's not too loud. I mean, the kicks could be a little bit more punchier, but that's something to be working around. You didn't really sacrifice any dynamic range by having, pushing your kicks too hard to be punchy, because some people don't like it, some people don't. That my personal preference is that I like my kicks to punch a little harder, but not everybody can do that, even though I have like a tutorial about big kicks. But we're gonna move on about that. I actually like that there, sir. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what I do, and we're gonna get to the next person. And the next person is Mr. Carson Kelly. And we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I think we might have to take it out on Carson Kelly, and then we're gonna go to part 2. I giggled a storm. I apologize for eating up that time laughing, but it was a giveaway anyway, so y'all can laugh with me. Yeah. So the next track will be called "Alleyway" by Carson Kelly, and it is loading right now on the SoundCloud. So we're just loading into the SoundCloud right now, and we'll just go to the SoundCloud. Bam. Huh. So, as we get into it here, and I'm going to get back to the cam. Yeah, so I actually like that composition. It's very, 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 very simple, but it is very effective nonetheless. When you have simple melodies like that, other elements of your track stick out, much like your drums. So if you have the correct kind of drums that slap and the right kind of 808, it will attenuate the overall composition in a very, very what was the nostalgical sense. So we got a treat coming up there, but that's it for this part of the show. We got part 1 that's already done. We got Southside coming in with his song Whoa Whoa. So we're gonna go out on that note there and check in with me. I'm gonna take a little break of the Smokey, and yes, the legal Smokey, and yes, I'm DJ Ab, and check in for part 2 coming up right after this. Hold on. I'm gonna take y'all out on this. Trap to the dough.
And it's painted low. Call that bitch a mouse too.